Dave Rubin, come here. Come to the front of the class. It's your turn. Yeah, we gotta talk. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of In Cahoots Podcast. My name is Nikki, and today we are going to be talking about the Dave Rubin and Candace Owens little spat on X. I know you guys saw it because I was definitely into it. I actually stumbled upon it by accident, and I was like, oh, she's serving. Let's watch. Before we get into this video, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, comment, tell me what you're thinking. And if you want to support the show in any way, every little bit helps. Our Cash App and our Venmo, they're right there on that screen. Also, you can always follow us on X, TikTok, and Instagram for more content. Back to Dave Rubin. We're going to watch the clip of Candace Owens telling Baron Coleman what happened on Twitter the other day between her and Dave Rubin. Candace served that man. He thought he served her a little chicken parmesan. No. Candace had to humble him. Let's watch it.
Heinous violence, and this just shows you how petty they are. Just to tee this up, he tweets that he was been holding on to this for a very long time, but that one time I went to his house for dinner and I told him that I hated Charlie Kirk. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I ranted not just about Charlie Kirk, but I also ranted about Jared and Ivanka. So the Charlie Kirk thing, I have literally no idea what he's talking about. Asked my husband, he's like, zero memory of us even discussing Charlie Kirk. On the Jared and Ivanka front, I fully remember because it was such a light joke. And, you know, once upon a time, Dave Rubin used to try to say he was a comedian. Right. And you used to be able to tell jokes with him. And he said he had recently been to Jared and Ivanka's house because they had moved into Miami. And he asked me what I thought about Jared and Ivanka, and I gave my honest opinion. I don't know what to think of them because they're too perfect. They pretend to be friends with everybody, left and right. And when you're around them, they present very perfectly. And I was like, I just don't know what they actually think about things. Like there's the layer that you can never pierce through. He then offers a joke, which was real, that when he went to their house, he was like, it was so perfect and pristine. Then when he walked in, like the child was playing like Beethoven on the piano. And it was very funny.
Right. Yeah,
that was it.
Funny.
That was our conversation. I had a laugh about it. Today he's tweeting, I was ranting against Jared and Ivanka and that I hate Charlie Kirk. And he was the original person that was upset when I said genocide is always wrong. So it was like Dave Rubin replied and was like, how could you say this? How could you make this statement? And it just made me so angry because there's a lot wrong with Dave Rubin.
Well, there's a whole lot wrong with Dave Rubin. I mean, you could.
Truth be told, I really do not believe this story. Dave Rubin has said this before. It's not the first time that he has come out and said that Candace Owens hated Charlie Kirk. She said it to me. That's not the first time, but I just don't believe that. Dave Rubin, I need you to pull the camera footage from your... Look at me. Anyway, Dave Rubin, I'm going to need you to pull the security footage in your house, and I need to hear Candace Owens saying that she hated Charlie Kirk. You see, this is another easy way that we are able to just find out the truth. Dave Rubin, pull the footage. I know that you have security footage. I'm not saying like I've been to his house. I don't know that man. However, these people with money in these big houses, these big fancy lives, they have camera footage. Pull their security footage. Turn on the audio. I want to hear Candace Owens say that she hated Charlie Kirk. Anyway.
You could open that up and go for days. It's interesting to me that you are allowed to be pro-abortion or anti-abortion, and they'll accept you. I mean, they might say, I disagree with you pretty vehemently, but ultimately, as long as you vote Republican and support the top of the ticket, they're going to be fine. You can disagree on tax cuts. You can disagree on a lot of foreign policy, but you cannot disagree on the Israel issue. You just cannot. You have to be 100% in support of the secular government, whoever happens to be in control at the time, all the time, or you are cast aside and lied about. And I don't believe for a second that Dave Rubin would have sat back for years on a story like this about you if he'd have had it, if he'd have known it and not mentioned it by now. Yeah. I don't buy it. It's not a believable set of circumstances. And the fact that he thinks other people will buy it shows that he knows people just hate you and will believe anything someone says negative about you.
And they're just running out of things to say.
Yeah.
That's also what it shows is you're going to a friendly dinner where you tossed a joke about Ivanka's kids. No, I have nothing bad to say about Jared and Ivanka. Like I said to him, they've always been very nice to me. I don't know what they actually believe. Like they're just perfect and everybody is supposed to like them. But also Jared was running the White House for 4 years. I've said this stuff on my show, but to represent it and reintroduce it like it's something bad is what's wrong. And I do want to say this because then he posted a picture of me this is how nasty he's being. He posts a picture of me and him, and he says, and as long as we are doing this, here we are at Peter Thiel's house in LA. Strangely, she never mentioned to me that he was a humanoid cyborg. And so the idea here is she's trying to make it seem like I'm a fraud because I've spoken about Peter Thiel and I don't.
Petty boots. Petty boots, Dave. You are being petty. The girlies are fighting. You are petty. That's really what this is. He's being messy. Messy boots, Dave Rubin. Messy boots. Clean it up.
Remember what year this is. This is, I do know, remember, actually, it was 2018 because this was the trip when I went to go see Kanye. Right. I went to go see Kanye. That's why I'm wearing the same outfit from when me and Charlie are walking there. And Eric Weinstein was, I don't remember if he was brought with Kanye or what the deal was. He then said, let's go to Peter Thiel's house. Okay. I don't know Peter Thiel. I literally don't know Peter Thiel. So I met him at his LA. He was having a party or whatever. It was a very unique day. I'd never met Kanye or Peter Thiel. And he's kind of presenting this like I'm being a fraud, I guess is the vibe that he's trying to put out there. So it's like, okay, fraud. Let's get a couple of things straight. The real reason that I stopped being friends with Dave Rubin is a situation that made me extremely uncomfortable and made me feel that Dave Rubin was a groomer, okay? Hand to God, this happened. Hand to God. Dave Rubin hired a person who worked with me on my team, not exclusively for me, at Prager University. And that he was very young. If I had to guess, he was 18 years old. It might have been 19, young, just starting, and he was ready for the next step in his career. He then decided he was going to move to Miami to work for Dave and his husband. And when Dave told me this, again, I was very green at a lot of times. If you even go back, you can find me like not really sure about my ideas about like gay marriage and abortion, whatever. So he says to us, we were friends. We're going to, hire him. And it's so crazy. He has a really rigid Christian household and his parents are fearful for him to come work for two homosexuals in Miami. And I was like, that's so ridiculous. Like, what do they think is going to happen? Fast forward, I see Dave Rubin again.
And she's right about that. Like, what, as far as thinking, what do they think is going to happen? I promise you, like, I think, as far as same-sex marriages, I mean, I understand if you're not, if you don't agree with it. I mean, that's your opinion. That's how you feel. It's up to you. That doesn't make you a bad person. But can we stop acting like you can catch gay? Like, that's the one thing that irritates me. Like I said, if you do not agree with it, fine. But please don't act like just because I work with, you or maybe a family member of yours, that I am so contagiously gay that you or your family member is going to catch gay. Can we quit with the ignorance behind that? Anyway.
Hand to God. And he says to me and my husband that him and his husband, and I would tell you this kid was extremely shy. One of those kids that blushes very easily and just a shy kid, just a normal shy kid. And he said, we think he's secretly gay. And so we've been like, egging him to like, just like experiment and to like hook up with a guy or to see like, that's what it is. We think that that's why he's so shy. Like he's diagnosing this young male as suffering from repressed homosexuality because he's shy.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Does he recognize that nobody even thinks this way? The idea of me prodding the narrative about whether or not one of my employees is a virgin or whether they've slept with men and women, like that's not normal. That's not a normal thinking pattern. Okay. What ends up happening is he then says that they compelled him or supported him, not compelled him, but pushed him to go on a date with a guy and to have his first kiss. Shortly thereafter, the kid quit and moved to, if I'm correct, Texas is where he moved to. And I was very happy that he did that because it was very obvious to me that they were grooming him into thinking he was a homosexual because he was just probably an inexperienced, shy kid. That's the reason I stopped being friends with Dave Rubin. I never shared that story until the audacity of this person who has told me about how he's done drugs with Peter Thiel. And also, you want to talk about being a bad friend? How about the fact, Dave Rubin, also while we're on the topic, sorry for this rant, but I got to get this Kanye out, that he complained he's such a cheap ass, okay, that it was one of the reasons him and Charlie had a falling out, and we'll get to that in a second. He likes to live above his means, and he told me that he needed $5 million to buy some house in some swanky neighborhood. So he went to his friend, billionaire Peter Thiel, and asked for $5 million, and they wrote it as like a bridge loan or whatever. And so he wasn't like he was gonna like have the money, but it was gonna be a bridge loan. So Peter Thiel gives him $5 million with friends like these, right? It's great. I mean, it's amazing.
Who among us?
But Peter Thiel then asked for a percentage, like, you know, yeah, I'm going to loan you this money, but if I'm going to be the bank of Thiel, you're going to pay interest. And he was, I can't believe he's a billionaire. This should be a drop in a bucket. He could just.
Okay. So with that grooming situation, Dave Rubin, whoa, that is way too far. First of all, if this kid is a shy kid, he's young, he's just, you know, breaking out into his career, who are you to say, well, you seem this way, so let me push you to my team. I think you belong here. Who are you to push someone into your way of living without even knowing enough about this child? Like, and I say child, he's a young adult, he was 18. But it's still, he's still finding himself. And that part rubs me so wrong. People like that give the gay community such a bad rep, because a lot of people say that, you know, I don't want my kids around gay people. I don't want them learning that or, you know, experiencing that. And a lot of people within the community are like, what? Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, just promote it to your kid and say, hey, yeah, do this. Be like me. But then you find out that there really are people that are doing things like that. And honestly, that's sick. It's not if he is your employee, his sexuality is absolutely none of your business. That is so inappropriate and unprofessional to even bring up his dating life, his sexual preferences, or even to try to push him to have his first date or first kiss with the same sex. Who are you to make those decisions for this person? That is disgusting. Disgusting. This other story about Peter Thiel and Dave Rubin getting upset about the interest. I mean, I'm not surprised. Rich people, a lot of them tend to be pretty entitled. Not all, but pretty entitled. So I'm really not surprised about that at all. But Dave Rubin, you need help, my guy. You need help. And I don't blame that kid for moving, number one. And number two, I don't blame Candace Owens for cutting off the friendship with him. And I think that he's upset about that, and he's petty boots. And that's why he is trying to pretty much make her life a living hell, just like everyone else that has beef with Candace Owens. There's always something behind it. So, yeah, I don't believe anything that man said. Like I said, pull the security footage and let me hear Candace Owens say that she hated Charlie. But, I mean, yeah, that's sick. That kind of just really made me nauseous a little bit, but whatever. We're going to end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment. Please let me know what you guys think about this situation, because like I said, I'm sick. Make sure you share the video, turn on your post notifications so you know every single time there's a new post. If you want to support this channel in any way, every little bit helps. It goes a long way. My Cash App and Venmo, they're right there on the screen. And also you can follow us on X, Twitter, and and you can also follow us on X, TikTok, and Instagram for more content. This has been In Cahoots Podcast. My name is Nikki. See you in the next video. Peace.